Blog Talk Radio. Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Franchise Interviews. For over 6 years, Franchise Interviews has been giving an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship. Listen to interviews with franchisers, franchisees, franchise authors, franchise experts, and attorneys. And now, welcome your host, Marty McDermott, and Franchise Interviews.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Franchise Interviews, where for over 6 years now, we've been asking the Frantrepreneurs one-on-one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, and I'm the president of Franchise Interviews. We have a great show today. We're meeting with the founder of the Your Pies franchise, Drew French. Your Pie is the world's originator of the quick-serve, brick-oven, customized personal pizza concept. And we're going to talk to Drew about that in just a moment on Franchise Interviews. So stick around because we got a great show.
Are you one of those special people who are willing to go after your dreams and goals? Are you ready to fulfill that dream of owning your own business with the security of a proven brand? The opportunity to take control of your future and own a Rita's Italian Ice franchise is within your reach.
Rita's is seeking success-oriented individuals who are ready to make a change in their life, and Rita's offers unparalleled training and support to assure your success. And did you know the frozen treat industry is a recession-proof industry, and there are Rita's in 23 states currently with 540 stores open. Rita's Italian Ice has been around for 25 years and is listed as a top-performing franchise by the Wall Street Journal.
Now here's the really good part. Rita's Italian Ice is a unique and amazing taste treat. It's smoother than a snow cone, and it combines ice with real fresh fruit. The real fruit adds dramatically to the taste, and it comes in over 40 flavors. The ice and fruit are mixed on site and made fresh daily, and it is delicious.
You'll want to know more about this exciting and successful franchise opportunity. Go to www.ownaritas.com and get all your questions answered. That's www.ownaritas.com to take control of your dreams and future today. You don't want to wait any longer to be a part of this adventure. www.ownaritas.com.
Are you looking for a franchise that delivers? Businesses will always need shipping, and for more than 25 years, loyal customers have depended on Unishippers for reliable savings and exceptional customer service. Unishippers is focused on just one thing, helping small and medium-sized businesses save time and money on all their shipping needs. And as the largest reseller of complete shipping services in the country, we have the buying power to ensure that we succeed. The Unishippers franchise offers low startup costs, no equipment or real estate required because they're not retail, residual income, and a quality of life and work-life balance. For more information on becoming a Unishippers franchisee, go to www.unishippers.com and click Franchise Opportunities or call Franchise Development at 801-708-5822. That's 801-708-5822.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a very special edition of Franchise Interviews, where for over 6 years now, we've been asking the Frantrepreneurs one-on-one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott. I'm the president of Franchise Interviews, and as we were saying earlier, we have a great show today. We're meeting with the founder of the Your Pies franchise, Drew French. Your Pie is the world originator of the quick-serve, brick-oven, customized personal pizza concept. Hey, Drew, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Marty, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Drew. Well, I'd like to ask our guest, where are you calling from this morning, Drew?
I'm in our office here in Athens, Georgia, which is home of the University of Georgia, just east of Atlanta.
Yeah, okay, good. That's fantastic. How's the weather there today, Drew?
It's a little Georgia summer morning, a little overcast, humid, but it's going to be nice today.
Same here in Pennsylvania. We started this show 6 years ago, Drew, and we found that there's always an interesting story behind a lot of franchise concepts. And being you're the founder, who best to ask than yourself as far as like describing the history of your pie and how you came up with this concept.
Sure. Well, we just celebrated our 5th anniversary, which is exciting.
Wow, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. So a little bit about the history. We had the idea for down the line pizza from working with previous fast casual concepts, and just thought there was an empty niche in the pizza category. But it wasn't until I was on my honeymoon with my wife in Ischia, Italy. That's where my wife's family is from, actually, and it's a little island off the coast of Naples.
Right.
And we were lucky enough to spend 18 days over in Italy, going from anywhere from Tuscany, Rome, and then ended up staying with her great aunt and uncle in their home on Ischia. And brick ovens in their backyards. We got to eat awesome pizza daily. We had gelato every night and a lot of good wine as well. But so that's where the light bulb went off to use brick ovens in this down-the-line category because of the speed, the quality, and the ambiance that it creates. So we decided to take the plunge and open a business, a new concept, and the rest is history, I guess.
It sounds like it was your destiny almost, Drew. You know what I mean? It's just how everything kind of like lined up, It's a wonderful story when I was researching the concept. I like how you use the word ambiance, because I think the brick oven kind of gives it that ambiance too, doesn't it? With the smell and the heat and everything like that. It's just and when I went on the website and I got to see some videos of what you guys do, I said, oh my God, I said, this is fantastic. So I was really looking forward to having you on the show. I went to a franchise show a couple of weeks ago, Drew, in New York, and the typical question, it seems like when prospective franchisees come up to the booth is they'll say, so what do you do? How do you typically respond to like a prospective franchisee if they said, could you describe the Your Pie franchise system?
Sure. Well, since we started this niche 5 years ago, it's a little bit harder to explain, not just to customers, but to franchisees, because it hadn't been done in pizza. So,
right. True.
People have described it as, the Subway of pizza, the Chipotle of pizza, really any kind of, down-the-line concept, but with pizza. But because our ingredients are so good and our quality is so high with the brick oven, we like to, describe it as that. And then the speed, people aren't used to being able to get a good help very quickly. And because of the quality of product that we're serving, we're able to do that. So there's a learning curve, not just for potential franchisees, but for customers in general, because this had never been done before. So customers get really excited because there's no more having to share a large pizza with their family. They can all come in, get exactly what they want. So it's a really exciting space to be in right now because our customers are so thankful for what we're allowing them to do in pizza.
That's what I thought too. When you were describing it too, I said I didn't want you to get mad if I said it seemed like almost like a Subway kind of concept. You know what I mean? I never even thought you can do this with pizza. But then when I started watching the video, I said, oh my God! I said I get it. Where the customer could customize their own pie if they wanted to. It seems like you give customers a choice. I guess if it's like wheat or white or I guess gluten-free has become very popular today too. And it seems like there's a lot of choices, Drew, customers have, in making their own pizza, isn't there?
Oh yeah, that's why we named it Your Pie. We want to have choice. So what we've done, you already mentioned, we have white, wheat, and gluten-free dough. We eat sauces, anything from our traditional, my wife's family's marinara recipe, all the way to chipotle pesto.
I saw that,
and we've got about 40 fresh toppings and premium meats. So really the sky's the limit. You mentioned gluten-free. We've got gluten-free dough, and we've got dairy-free cheese. So we really want everybody to be able to experience a great tasting brick oven pizza, and our customers are thanking us for that.
Yeah, it seems like it's becoming more popular, of course, over the last, I've noticed over the last, 5 years, you hear that word, of course, more frequently, is gluten-free. So I thought that was great that you offer, those customers a choice, that they can still get a great pizza that's really healthy for them. Here's a tough question for you. What's your favorite, Drew, when you go in? What do you like to eat when you go into your pie?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. There's so many choices, but I tend to, if I'm going traditional, I build our Ischia pie, which is a very, the original pizza, extra virgin olive oil, fresh mozzarella, basil, tomato, and garlic. But I tend to add a little twist to it with a little bit of marinara and some pepperoni. But if I'm going a little bit newer, I like to mix our barbecue and hot sauce and do kind of a barbecue chicken with jalapenos, pineapples, add a little cilantro on top. So basically any mood you're in, you can come in and get something that you like, which is keeps it fresh for our team and for our customers, which is fun.
Wow. These shows are tough for me to do in the morning usually. I know what I'm going to be thinking of all day, so I had a feeling that would be the situation. It sounds like you've integrated technology into your business as well, Drew. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that and how you've done that.
Yeah, so we actually built, founded this company on innovation, just by adding a niche to the pizza space that hadn't been done. So we're always thinking, how can we improve not just our food, but our systems, how the team presents it to the customers, how the customers interact with us. So obviously the oven is a big it's been around. The brick ovens have been around forever.
Right.
And that's actually how pizza was invented. But we've made a twist on that. The other thing, in the last 5 years, 5 years ago, we had ads in the Yellow Pages. Now you wouldn't even think about that. Social media has played a huge part. Online ordering, apps on the iPhones, all that. So we've seen technology change our business dramatically. But all it's allowed us to do really is connect with our customers, engage our customers in a lot better way. And that's what's exciting about technology in our business.
Yeah, it is exciting how, a lot of the food franchises are really using like social media and technology today to reach their customers. I think it's fantastic. And, of course, the benefit of buying into a franchise like yours, is that a prospective franchisee doesn't necessarily know how to know how to do all that stuff because you teach them, all that. So I think that's fantastic. This is a pretty big industry, Drew, isn't it? I don't know if there's any hard numbers on your industry, but it always seems like the numbers go up. Yes.
Yeah, the pizza category is a huge industry. It's second behind the burger category.
Yeah.
But when you talk about our specific niche that we're in, it's a young niche. It's small.
True.
We've got a few people in the space that are trying to emerge as the leaders in the category, and we're excited to be the leaders and the trailblazers in the fast casual pizza space because customers are loving it. They're getting to come in, like I said before, and choose exactly what they want. No more fighting over half pepperoni, half cheese. Dad can come in, get his anchovies. Mom can get her pesto and her sun-dried tomatoes. So as far as the industry, it is a huge industry. Everybody loves pizza. At least that's what people tell me.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. And it's nice that you can get it, for the individual as well. It's I'm like kind of old school with my pizza. Coming from Brooklyn originally, and my wife always gets upset when I get anchovies on half the pizza, so she doesn't like that too much, So I think this is great that, you can customize your own for each individual. When you started this whole concept, did you think of franchising originally, Drew, or did it just kind of, you realized that you guys had something and you can duplicate it, from Georgia to New York to California? Is that basically what happened?
Yeah. So when I opened, I'm still young, but I was 24 when I opened the first Europod.
Wow.
And I had visions in franchising it because in my mind, I'm pretty biased, but I had an idea that this was going to be a hit and people were going to enjoy this twist on pizza. And so we set it up to be able to franchise at an early age. But we've, for the last 5 years, we've grown organically. Just customers that have come in, enjoyed the product, found out that we're a franchise and either doing one themselves or telling friends. So it's been a very methodical, organic growth. And we're just now deciding to really ramp up with our infrastructure and with our franchising strategy. So, to answer your question, we did open up with the thought process of franchising because it's a simple process.
True.
It's really replicatable, and like I said, everybody loves pizza, so we're excited for the future.
It's true, and it's nice too that I love the whole customization, Drew, because I guess in different parts of the country, I guess taste buds are different. Up in New York, versus let's say like the South, where if they may like Cajun or something like that, or barbecue. Again, customers have that choice. So it would be interesting, over time, to kind of like look at, what's popular, I guess, in certain states versus other states. I think it's going to be interesting with your franchise. So I'm going to be looking forward to interviewing again in the future, as you guys continue to grow. What's been the most interesting thing that's happened to you since launching the concept, Drew?
Well, there's been a lot of exciting moments. We've had one of our franchisees had Shaq come to a promotion in their store, which was exciting for the local community down in Tampa. Just anything with customer experience, a gluten-free customer crying and thanking us that, I haven't been able to eat pizza in 4 years.
Right.
It's incredible. So really, we've had a wide range of exciting, interesting things happen since we opened it. It's just been a fun ride.
That's amazing. What types of characteristics will you be looking for in your franchisees, Drew?
Well, we're definitely looking for people that are passionate, really as passionate as we are. The thing we love about the franchise model is that, in our mind, and we know this to be true because we've seen it, is that a local franchise owner that's tied to the community is going to do a much better job in their market than I could hope to do, sitting here in Athens, Georgia. So that's what we love about the franchise model. In terms of characteristics, we talked about, passion for building the brand the way that we envision it with our culture. Having some business experience is a plus. Restaurant experience isn't necessary. What we try and hire and find in team members and in franchisees are people with great personalities. I can teach anybody how to make a great pizza, but having that internal passion for serving people is really what we're looking for. And then, bringing some of their own strengths to the system, because that's how franchises grow stronger, faster, in my opinion, is people bring their own strengths into the system and allow us to get better and grow at a much stronger rate.
Yeah, I think that's well said. Once you decide that you like them, Drew, and they like you, and they want to go forward and they become a franchisee, how's the training work? Do they come down to corporate where you guys are? Or how does the whole training process work?
Yes, so they get to come to Athens, Georgia, which is a fun college town. We have a great music scene and great downtown life. So they're working pretty hard, but then we like to let them experience the local Athens culture. But they come in town for 2 weeks and train with us, and if they need more time than that, then we do that as well. So it's a very extensive lot of work in the store and in the office, doing back office type training, but it's a fun time for everybody.
That's great. For someone who's never worked in this type of franchise, what's a typical day like, Drew, or how would you describe a typical day?
Sure. So, we got a wide range of franchisees. Some are one-store owner-operators. We've got multi-unit operators that are, so it ranges slightly,
right.
But expect to spend a lot of time engaged with your customers. In terms of back office, you might be going out doing site selection, talking with suppliers, hiring and training new team members. But all in all, it's a lot of fun. You're out there getting to toss dough in the air and talking to excited customers that are really excited about what you're doing. So we like to think that we have a great time and we have fun while working hard.
That's great. I love the logo, by the way, for your pie. I don't know who gets credit for that, but for some reason, when I looked at it, it just stood out to me. I think it's a great logo, and of course, another thing you're getting when you buy into your franchise, is the branding and everything like that. So I think that's very clever. You're definitely considered an entrepreneur. So I'm researching your background. What advice would you give to our listeners, Drew? We call them aspiring franchipreneurs. They have it in their mind they want to buy a franchise, but most of them don't even know where to begin. So what would you say to them?
Well, I've talked to a lot of people about this. I think the statistic is 8 in 10 adults think about wanting to be their own boss, own their own business. Yeah. It's very common. That's not, most people have that thought and vision. And it's a great thought and vision to have. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Right. The one thing I do tell people, though, is, you, at the end of the day, you create your own report card. You look in the mirror and you're the reason for your success, and at the same time you could be the reason for not your success. So,
true.
One thing that I think people struggle with is kind of jumping over the edge. A lot of people just do research upon research about opening a business and which business and how I'm going to come to market. And for right or for wrong, I think sometimes you just got to jump in and know that you're going to work harder than anybody else to be successful. And then it's very rewarding when you do that.
Yeah, I think that's well said, and I think it's great advice. What about the location, Drew? How much space is required, and what do you typically look for in the location for your franchisees?
Sure. So we've built the model so that we don't need a lot of kitchen space, which allows us to, fit into unique areas. So we typically look for anywhere from 1,800 to 2,400 square feet on the high end. And that's just depending on, obviously where you're at, rent rates, everything like that. But yeah, we try and keep it as simple as possible from a process standpoint so that we're not wasting a lot of space on back kitchen, and everything comes to the customer. So our kitchen's obviously open. Everything we prep and do is customer facing. So we're able to fit into a wide range of spaces, but our ideal spot is probably that 2,000 square foot space with a patio.
That's great. So what are your plans for the future then, Drew? Where do you see your pie, if you could say I've got a crystal ball, 3 to 5 years down the road?
Well, our mission is to be a globally admired brand by creating a culture that improves the lives of the EuroPie family. So our long-term goal is to be a globally admired brand, but I've always, from day one, I've always wanted to grow the right way. And what that means to me is being able to support our franchisees. Because at the end of the day, if our franchisees aren't successful, EuroPie is not successful.
Right.
So we're trying to grow at a pace that allows us to, gain market share and can keep number one in the category. But we're only going to do that if we can have the infrastructure to support that growth. So in 3 to 5 years, I foresee us jumping from the southeast and being more of a national brand. But really, our end goal is to be that globally admired brand that I talked about.
That's great. I'm looking forward to you coming to Eastern Pennsylvania, by the way. I can't wait till you guys get here because I think you'll do fantastic up here and really all throughout the country. Like you said, it's a national and really universal concept, you know. So I think it's a fantastic franchise opportunity. I'm so glad I had you on the show. What's the best way for our listeners to get more information on becoming a franchisee of Drew? Is there a website they should go to or a number they should call?
Yeah, you can go to www.yourpie.com.
Okay.
Or email me at drewfrench@yourpie.com.
Okay.
Always available. So we look forward to talking soon.
That's great. I want to thank you again, Drew. You've been a fantastic guest, and I'd like to already invite you back next year as you continue to grow. I'm going to keep my eye on your franchise.
All right, thanks, Mario. Look forward to it.
Thanks so much, Drew. We'll be right back with more franchise interviews.
Franchise Interviews. For over 6 years, Franchise Interviews has been giving an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship through our website, franchiseinterviews.com, where you can hear and read interviews as well as get tips from some of the most successful sources in franchising. Our weekly franchise radio show, where each week you get to hear a new interview with franchisers, franchisees, franchise authors, franchise experts, and attorneys. And don't forget to listen to our podcast, Great Quotes in Franchising. For more information, go to franchiseinterviews.com or call us at 610-905-2919. That's 610-905-2919.
Need a business loan? Talk to Diamond Financial Services, the experts in franchise financing nationwide. Whether you're looking to start a franchise, acquire an existing franchise, or expand your territory through opening new locations, Diamond Financial stands by your side start to finish. From pre-qualification to packaging and presenting your application to securing a financial commitment and through the loan closing process, Diamond Financial is there. While you're waiting, thousands of others are making their financial dreams come true. Don't wait any longer. Pre-qualify now by completing a confidential, no-obligation financial analysis. Let's face it, traditional banks just aren't in the business of financing small business. At Diamond Financial, we specialize in securing franchise loans from $100,000 to $3 million and equipment leasing up to $150,000. Let us help you get started. Go to www.franchisefunding.net or call 877-508-2274. That's franchisefunding.net, 877-508-2274.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising, where each podcast you get to hear a great quote in franchising. You know, we've been hosting franchise interviews now almost 6 years, and during that time, we've had some incredible quotes on the show. Today, you're going to get to hear from Carol Mercurio, and she talks about a subject that we talk frequently on the show, which is following the franchise system. She gives a lot of great other advice in addition to aspiring entrepreneurs, but I just thought her advice was fantastic. So here we go with Carol Mercurio, franchise consultant.
It is, because success means different things to different people.
Right.
You know, there are people that could be very happy making $40,000, $50,000 a year, and there's others that would just never tolerate that. So you have to pick the right opportunity. It's going to meet not just your personal goals, but your income potential as well.
You have to like what you're doing, and most of the time that'll turn into making more money. So.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, the truth is that franchising really isn't for everyone. You know, it's, Michael Gerber, you know, one of your guests who is one of my heroes, so to speak. Right. I love his book. I recommend his book all the time.
Yeah.
And as he says, you know, there's a difference between an entrepreneur and what he calls a technician.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, and we'll go into that if you want to move forward in
Sure,
slides.
Absolutely. We'll go to the next slide, and that's slide 4, Carol says. That's all great, but...
Do you have what it takes? And that's really what this presentation will help people do. When I do this presentation live, it takes about 2 hours, and, you know, there are people at the end of the presentation will run to the front door and can't get out fast enough. They're scared to death. Or you have those folks that just linger on because they really want to learn more. and educate themselves to see if this is the right fit for them. But there's a lot to figure out, before you actually can pull the trigger and make that decision. And as you mentioned just previously, the due diligence is imperative. You have to do a good job of figuring that out. Is it the right connection personally, and are you connecting with a company that you feel is a comfortable marriage between the two of you?
Absolutely.
Right.
And so that's what we're going to do, is help determine if this is, in fact, the right path to explore. And then we can move on to motivation.
Okay.
And, for me, I think motivation is really, really a major component of this whole process.
I agree.
If you're not motivated to do this, don't do it. If somebody tells you should do it for a variety of different reasons, but it's not your own passion,
right,
you probably won't do well at it. And, there's two different types of motivation. There's positive motivation and there's negative motivation. So you have to think of it, is it an inspiration? Are you inspired to do this, or are you desperate to do this? There's a big difference here.
Absolutely.
Are you, running from something, or you're running towards something?
Right, right.
And, for me, I work with a lot of folks that have been downsized, and they're in transition in life, and I certainly can relate to it. But they may go to looking at a business because they can't find a job. Or maybe lesser positions are offered to them, less money, less title, or maybe their severance is about to end and they need to make some decision quickly. Bad choice.
Right.
It's not a good reason to buy a business.
It's like a last resort type of decision. So you can quickly determine part of your services is finding out that motivation level pretty early on.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I won't move forward in our consultation until that candidate can tell me what their reason is.
Right.
And it's not just because, I want control over my destiny. Who doesn't? Everybody does.
That's true.
They want to make more money. Who wouldn't?
Right, absolutely.
It has to go layers deeper than that, or as I look at it, having a burning desire. Or I'll add to that a little pain. If you can't relate to the pain, then there's no reward at the end.
Absolutely.
And going into business for yourself can be painful. With franchising, of course, it's a little bit easier because you have all the support. But it's still, you're starting a business from scratch.
That's
and you
what
have
Marty
to
and I
really
always
want
talk
it.
about. Right.
I'm sorry?
Right. We always talk about that, that there's no guarantee of success, but if you follow the system, work hard, look at the stats we just went over. I mean, the failure rate's so low. And then with getting the right
match,
consultation from someone like yourself, and,
right,
you should be okay.
Well, and it's true. And, the systems that are in place with franchising are the major reasons why people gravitate to franchising. But if you're not the personality to follow a system, and you're more of that entrepreneur, as Michael Gerber would say,
right,
the best way to describe it is you can't paint the golden arches green.
Right, right.
It just won't work.
Absolutely.
Either you follow the system and you'll be successful or not. But most importantly, there has to be a motivation. And everyone's motivation is different. The way I help people see things is if you look down the road, say, the next 3-5 years from today, how do you see your life being different, if at all?
Right.
What do you want to accomplish? And for some people, it might be doing things that they've just missed doing, like having the freedom to play golf, or, having the money to buy a boat and taking their family on it and being with their family and having that quality time that they just don't have in their current world.
That's interesting.
So you consider that positive motivation because that's the whole big picture of success in business, working hard, and then having all that personal stuff on the side.
Oh, yeah. What's the end result look like? What is it that you want to accomplish by being in business for yourself? I mean, what is your burning desire? Where is the pain now? I mean, if you look at your current situation today, I'll have people that I'm working with that are making, well over six-figure incomes, and they...
Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you again soon with another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising from Franchise Interviews. Take care, everyone.